What's up, guys? My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just wanted to give everyone a quick shout out, say thank you. Over this past weekend, I have hit 1,000 subs. Not only did I not believe that was ever going to happen, but I didn't expect to hit it as fast as I did. I started uploading on YouTube December 2nd of 2024 with daily fight Elatrion every day until Monster Hunter Wilds came out. And Rise/Sunbreak videos and just kind of hodgepodge things. What was going on? Learning how to edit, testing the waters, kind of figuring out how to do YouTube. And when Monster Hunter Wilds came out, I started diving into the guide content, the build content, the playthroughs. And here we are. Less than a year later, 1,000 subs, and I am grateful for all of you and all of the experiences that I have had with you guys, whether it's in the comments, in my streams, pretty much anytime. I love and I appreciate all of you, and I'm very thankful for the future and what there is to come. That being said, let's get into today's video. Today, we are talking about what I believe is probably going to be the last Charge Blade build that I make prior to Title Update 4 and farming out Gogmazios gear. The reason for it is because Charge Blade itself doesn't feel the greatest. If you play Charge Blade, you know what I'm talking about. You don't get to do the same SAED spam. You don't get to feel like you're really ripping through a monster anymore. It's just kind of play Savage Axe. Because of that, here we are. This build is definitely more weighted towards Savage Axe, but it can be used as a SAED spam build. And this is shout out to one of you guys in my YouTube comments. This one was for you. I did create an elemental SAED spam the other day, but in my testing, I was trying to figure it all out. Until there's more updates, till we know what's going on, this is kind of the best of the best. And when I have a new build using all of the new gear, once it's been transcended, I'll make sure to record it and share it immediately. That being said, today with this chrono gear, we are rocking 7 attacks, 1 sharpness. This is so nice. This is really, really great. I love it. I enjoy it. It's so much fun. I love that this is the second perfect roll that I've gotten. I guess the 4th or 5th if you count the ones that are double sharpness and 4 attack or 3 attack. But at least in the case of perfection, because of how many handicraft jewels that I've got, and because Charge Blade doesn't need a crazy amount, we were able to make it work. On top of that, we have New Udra, 2-part Ray Down, 2-part Lagiacrus. The reason for this, Guts. Guts gives the 5% attack bonus, which is huge, super, super nice, and we love it. Not only that, it gives you the pseudo Moxie effect. If your health is over a certain threshold and you get hit, boom, you go down to 1 HP instead of just carding and your entire team of hunters flaming you for being the first one out. It happens, and I know because despite the fact that I have more hours than all of my friends in this game, I somehow still manage to be the one to cart first when we play. It happens. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't care. We'll see. Anyways, my Golden Age charm is my favorite, my new baby. Attack boost and burst. Okay? Seen it, shown this one before. I love this thing. Shout out one of you guys in my YouTube comments saying that the reason you don't have any good talismans is because I keep getting these crazy ones. Made me laugh way harder than I should have. But sorry, my bad. If I could scoot the luck on over to you, I would, especially because I don't really need any more. Not until we get some more stuff going on and more really, really good skills. So, gone over the weapons, gone over the armor. Let's hit the decos. On Charge Blade, you need to focus on 2 things, especially when you have an impact file like the one that I have. You want to focus on magazine for load shells and artillery. The reason for artillery, which I actually don't even have on, which is kind of funny, there we go, is because it is going to increase the amount of phial attacks that your explosions do. So the phial attacks are something like the SAED spam. When you are using this build, you have 2 choices. You can opt for Razor Sharp Handicraft if you are playing this build in the Savage Axe format, or you can opt for Artillery 3 if you are doing the SAED spam style. The reason for it and the reason you swap them is because you don't need Razor Sharp when you're doing SAED. all of your phial attacks do fixed amount of damage, meaning artillery is just going to increase the amount of damage they do. However, razor sharp doesn't apply because those phial attacks don't take sharpness. So, although you can use this build both ways, the way I would recommend it is just swapping the decoration. Or if you're really that guy and you have 2 of these charge blades lying around, like I just have this fire one sitting on right now, like we can just get rid of this stuff because I'm not swapping to it. If you're that guy and you've got 2 of them, you could just like roll one for Savage Axe, roll the other one for SAED. It's up to you. I normally don't have the same weapon type with me. I swap weapons mid-hunt, and that's just to make sure that I can help support if needed. But Savage Axe, Razor Sharp Handicraft, SAED, Artillery 3, and lastly, Guardian Handicraft is going to be the last one. Magazine Attack is really nice. Guardian and Handicraft is really nice. You pair that with the Talisman that has the Attack Boost 3 and 1 Attack Jewel, and you have maxed out attack now, which is really, really nice, especially for SAED, because it's just going to increase the amount of phial attack damage you do. Can't crit based all on raw attack, okay? So, next up, let's go ahead and hit the armor decorations. We have 3 protection jewels. The reason for that, Divine Blessing is a godsend. We love Divine Blessing. I feel like it doesn't proc when I want it to proc. Like, if I'll be in the middle of fighting, like, let's say I get stunned, something like that, I was like, man, I really hope Divine Blessing works. And then it doesn't work. But I also feel like when I'm fighting and I'm about to cart, but I'm, like, super overconfident, I was like, no, I'm fine, I'll live. That's when it works, and so, like, I believe it. Am I gaslighting myself? Maybe a little bit. Anyways. Then we have our Mighty Jewel and a Mighty Jewel. The reason for this is it allows us to have maximum might maxed out. We have Jumping Jewel here. The reason for this is it is going to give us Evade Extender 3. The reason you want Evade Extender 3 is because you are going to want to move around. If you are doing a Savage Axe playstyle, when you have that Savage Axe mode out, you are not going to be able to roll as often, and you don't get to guard either. The problem with that is your mobility is lacking. This helps to alleviate that. On top of that, if you are doing SAED playstyle, Evade Extender allows you to hop a little bit further, meaning you can kind of get around the monster a little easier to hit better SAEDs. I'm fully aware that thanks to focus mode, you are able to still hit your SAEDs very easily, but some of the monsters, especially something like Sergios or Gormagala, Arkveld, they like to jump around, they like to move a lot. This allows you to kind of move with them, kind of in tandem. Rather than it being them moving, then you moving, you're able to do it at the same time, kind of like a dance, if you will. Which is the reason I chose Evade Extender, okay? Next up is you've got the Medicine Jewels. Medicine Jewels are really, really nice, and the reason for it, because when you're playing with other people, or if you're playing with support hunters, or you heal yourself, you're always going to heal a little bit more. When it comes to level 1 slots, you really want to maximize the efficiency of them, which is part of the reason Defense Boost is great, but unless you can fit in so many of them to get the elemental bonuses and some of the increase effects, it's just not worth it. So, rather than slotting in 3 defense boosts and going up, say, 30 defense, that's not going to matter, we are going to slot in medicine, which is going to give us 30% increased healing from all sources. Whether that's a hunting horn, a mushroom, if you have Mushroom-mancer for whatever reason, a potion, a mega potion. The only thing it doesn't apply to is max and ancient potions, and that's because those will always heal you to full. Then we have 3 Tenderizer Jewels. This gives us Weakness Exploit level 5. Weakness Exploit level 5 is really, really nice because it is just going to make sure that we are not hitting weak strikes, okay? We are always going to have at least a form of crit, but if you're doing SAED playstyle, you don't even really need to worry about this. You really only need to worry about this if you are sticking to Savage Axe. But we're also not built into any crit, which means just increasing our attack damage is more valuable anyways, okay? Last but not least, we have my charm. We've already gone over this charm. This is my favorite charm, and what I recommend for you guys, it does not need to have burst. Honestly, it doesn't even need to have attack boost level 3. I would say personally, go for attack boost on this, especially if you're doing SAED playstyle. If you are doing Savage Axe, you could put it in some sort of sharpness management. That would be Razor Sharp, Handicraft, even Master's Touch if you have one. Or you could roll the offensive guard route and use an offensive guard or an artillery or a magazine. Because Charge Blade has so many different skills that are all valuable to the weapon itself, you want to make sure that you are using at least something that's beneficial. least in the case of me, because I wanted to max out my attack, it was beneficial for me to have the attack, especially because I have enough combo jewels to make this still work. You have the main skills that matter, and that is going to be magazine, load shells, and artillery with offensive guard, especially if you are an SAED. Please use offensive guard. Learn how to guard point, learn how to do all of that. That way you can sit there and you can hit the monster back when it hits you. That being said, it is going to look something similar to this. Let's go to our boy Luke, change training settings. We have no skills. We'll do no recovery, hide settings. We'll turn off wounds, smash mode. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and come over here. Let me go ahead and hit this guy a little bit. Perfect. So you can see here, we have our shield charged. Now, technically, if you really wanted to, because your shield is charged, you could do a sword and shield mode only, because your sword itself has phial attacks that follow up after. It's not recommended, but it is doable. Let's do this. Super amped elemental discharge. I think my mouse might be messing up a little bit, but you saw there 217 damage thanks to all of my phials. And then if we really wanted to, we can Savage Axe Slash. And you can see we're at 20% affinity, which isn't the best, but we do have 317 raw attack. So, although you will sit there and you won't be able to do the most amount of damage in Savage Axe mode when you don't have the Razor Sharp, you'll have to worry about stamina or stamina sharpness. You are able to get away with a lot. And you can see here, we do ludicrous amounts of damage. And then, if you really wanted to, because of how everything is set up, you're able to hit the quick amped elemental discharge into our super amped elemental discharge. You can see 191 damage is a very, very solid amount, especially if you were hitting the entire monster, because it will always do fixed damage. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.